Welcome to Gooseberry Science and Education videos. So when you think of a huge, world-changing invention, what pops into your head? Is it a lone genius, a light bulb flashing over their head, and a big old cry of Eureka? Well, today we're going to peel back the layers of that myth and see what it really takes to bring an amazing idea to life. You've probably heard this one before from one of the most famous inventors ever, Thomas Edison. And honestly, it just perfectly nails the heart of our topic today. It shows that you need two key ingredients for any great invention: that initial spark, that flash of genius, and then an incredible amount of hard work to make it real. All right, so first things first, let's just tackle that popular image head on. We're going to deconstruct that whole eureka moment and get to the real story behind it all. Now, don't get me wrong, that big, world-changing idea is absolutely essential. You could say it's the seed of the invention. But a seed, well, it's just a starting point, isn't it? Without a lot of effort and the right conditions, it's not going to grow into anything at all. So let's actually look at the real step-by-step process. This is the true anatomy of an idea, how it really happens. Every single thing that's ever been invented, from the simplest little tool to the most complicated machine you can think of, it all started right here. Just a thought, an observation, maybe a question. That initial spark of inspiration is literally the engine that drives everything that comes after. This whole journey really boils down into three main stages. First, you've got the big idea. That's the inspiration. Then comes the development. This is what Edison called perspiration. All the endless testing, the trial and error, the refining. And finally, there's a really crucial third step: protection. This is what lets an idea actually get out there and have an impact on the world. And a huge tool for that third step is the patent. You can think of it like a shield for all that hard work, all that perspiration. It gives an inventor the security they need to share their creation because they know their work is protected. And in return, they have to spill all the details so that once the patent is up, anybody can learn from it and build on that idea. It's a pretty cool system designed to keep both innovation and progress moving forward. But here's what's really interesting. It's not just the inventions themselves that have changed over time. The actual way we invent has gone through a massive transformation too. For centuries, the classic model was the lone inventor, right? Just tinkering away in a workshop somewhere. But as the world's problems got more complex and the research got way more expensive, that started to change. Today, inventing is a team sport. Major breakthroughs usually come from these huge collaborative efforts. We're talking universities, giant corporations, and even international partnerships. And this modern approach lets us do things on a scale that would be just completely impossible for one person. Seriously, think about monumental projects like flying to the moon, or wiping out diseases, or mapping the entire human genome. These are the amazing results of massive collective perspiration. But that doesn't mean inspiration can only be found in some fancy high-tech lab. Sometimes the most revolutionary ideas come from just paying attention to the world around us. Oh, I love this story. It is the perfect example of how a simple moment of curiosity can lead to something that's now used all over the globe. We're talking, of course, about Velcro. The whole thing is so simple and just brilliant. So the inventor, George de Mestral, takes his dog for a walk, and they both come back covered in these annoying little plant burrs. But instead of just brushing them off in frustration, he gets curious. He looks closer and sees nature's incredible design. Thousands of tiny little hooks on the burr that are catching in the loops of his dog's fur. That was the inspiration. The perspiration came next, as he spent years trying to figure out how to copy that hook and loop system. And how about this for a sign of its usefulness? From a dog's fur all the way to outer space. When an astronaut is up there and can't take their helmet off but they get an itchy nose, a little piece of the hook side of Velcro does the trick. It's such a simple solution to a really unique problem, and it's all thanks to a walk in the woods. So, why does all this matter? What's the big takeaway here? It's that these ideas, born from inspiration and forged through tons of perspiration, don't just create new gadgets. They fundamentally change our world. Just look at this incredible timeline for genetics. It starts way back in the 1860s with a monk, Gregor Mendel, just patiently crossbreeding pea plants. His big idea about hereditary factors was the spark. Decades later, scientists figured out these factors, what we now call genes, were carried on DNA. And today, a monk's simple observation with some peas has laid the groundwork for a revolution in medicine that is still unfolding as we speak. So ultimately, when you fuse a big idea with relentless hard work, you get something that has the power to alter everything. It changes how we communicate, how we travel, how we stay healthy, and even how we understand our place in the universe. And just think about the incredible speed of this change. Here's a mind-blowing fact for you. More was invented in the 20th century than in all prior centuries combined. Let that sink in for a second. That absolute explosion of innovation, driven by that shift to working together, completely reshaped human civilization in just 100 years. Which, of course, brings us to our final big question. Given the crazy acceleration we've just seen, what comes next? What are the sparks of inspiration happening right now, in labs, out in nature, or just in the minds of inventors that will become the world-changing realities of tomorrow? What big ideas will define your life? Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We are already working on a new topic,